Welcome to another episode of Horror and Hooch. So glad to see everyone. I am Jade Astral from the Fifth Wall. Tonight we have Kay Bly from the Fifth Wall and Desiree from Temper Drinks. Our topic today is going to be horror movies that are based off of true stories. So just imagine how scary horror movies are already from fiction. We're going to talk about those that are based off of true stories. But before we dig into that, Desiree, may we have the ingredients to our featured drink for tonight?
Yes, tonight's featured drink is a witch's brew. Three ingredients, very simple. You got Midori, which is a melon liqueur. You got some orange juice and a little bit of Sprite. If you don't like Sprite, you can use 7 Up, but it's your little fizz for the night.
That's right. All right. Okay.
Thought about me.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the first one I want to dig into, and then we can go ahead and get the drink mixed up.
Yes.
You know how you have those dreams that seem so real, and when you wake up from them, it's like it's breathtaking. I don't know how to explain it. You're like in a panic type mood. Like, was it real or was it just a dream? Have you ever experienced it?
Yes.
Yeah. What
My
about
grandma
you?
used to say, witches ride you.
You used to do what, Desiree?
My grandma would say it's a witch riding you. Like if you wake up like that, you can't breathe. She said it's a witch riding you.
But what if you wake up from a dream feeling that way? So it would be a witch riding you, like a hag.
Like she's doing something to you or messing with your mind, but she's kind of sitting on your chest.
All right. So the movie that I picked that's based off a true story, and a lot of people wouldn't even believe it, is Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yo, I was watching one of those movies today.
Which one?
Pretty.
One that I've never really seen. It was Freddy's Dead. I think that's the one that came before A New Nightmare. Because remember, they started
Okay.
like kind of like a remake with A New Nightmare, and she was like, like the actor of the stuff and then coming alive. I don't really remember Freddy's Dead.
That
It
came out. Is that
It
the
was
one
in
where, like you said,
91.
she's an actor and it was coming to? Was it more modern or was it back in the 80s?
That was in 91.
91. Did she
Mm-hmm.
go under the cover like taking pills?
It said something about Freddie was going after the daughter of someone.
Okay. All right. But
Yeah,
before I
that
get
that was
deep
one
into
that
talking
I
about,
didn't really watch a lot, but I was like, okay. It's a Freddie
before I
movie
get
I'm watching.
these details about the true parts that inspired Wes Craven to create Nightmare on Elm Street, Desiree, can we go ahead and get this drink started? Because I need a little something.
Yeah.
little sippy sip. Okay. So we're gonna start this drink off tonight with a shaker full of ice. I don't know if I got my ice ready already. We're gonna start with about 2.5 ounces of your Midori. So yeah, it's about 2.5. You want to do 2.5 ounces of your OJ, which you can also do this to taste. You like a little bit more OJ, you like a little bit more Sprite. It's up to you. And 1.5 ounces of your Sprite. And we gonna give that. Ooh, it smells good.
Mm-hmm.
Get that a good old shake. Oh, okay. Don't do that at home. I got it too. Didn't I? All right, and I'm using a martini glass just because I like the color of this drink. It don't matter what you drink it in, y'all. It really don't.
Oh yeah,
I got
tonight I have a actual like
Oh,
coffee
see,
mug.
you ain't tell me about the martini glass. I got this little wine glass that I got from the dollar store.
I just wanted them to be able to see the cute little color of it. It's nice little lime bright color to it, and which is brew. And that's all
Yeah,
it
y'all
is.
should have been too. And I'm over here with my little coffee mug.
It's
But it's alright.
alright. And
It
that's
do
it.
its
And if
job.
you want to make it fancy, you can put a black sugar rim, make it a little creepy. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do.
Oh. And then the Halloween colors, like that little orangey color. That's cute. I like
Hmm.
that.
Mhm. Yeah, mine was like,
Um, so back to these dreams. So I
Right.
know earlier this week there was a quick poll that we had on Facebook about, which one's the scariest, being possessed, um, poltergeist, or nightmares, like monsters in your
yes.
nightmares.
Let me see
What
what
actually
let's see.
won the poll was being possessed.
Possessions.
Yeah, this is what.
Y'all are
Which
scared
I
of demon
yeah,
possessions.
yeah, like that's scary to be possessed. Like you can be possessed by a spirit, you can be possessed by a demon. That's scary because you sometimes majority of people don't know they're possessed.
Right.
that's
That's the problem. You be walking around doing
that's
stuff you don't know you were
that's
doing.
the issue. That's the issue. But my topic tonight was actually the nightmares. So that's something that freaks me out because I have deja vu moments a lot, and
Yes.
to
Right.
feel as though that I'm having nightmares about a monster that is trying to kill me. What if that's for real? Like, what if that's true? Like, what if there is something that is trying to get me in the waking state? So
And
that's what
see,
freaks me out about.
and the crazy thing is when you have those dreams and like how in the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, nobody believes you because they
Yep.
can't see what's in your dreams, so they make you think you're crazy.
And try to make me go to sleep. Like, I
Yeah.
don't want to go to sleep.
They
I
try
don't
to
want
make
to
it like
face
it's
them.
all in your head and maybe you're crazy seeing this stuff because they can't see what's in your dreams that's freaking you out. So now you're crazy. And now they
Yeah,
want to make
so
you go to sleep.
and they about to give you some psychotropics was about to make you go to sleep. So what inspired Wes Craven to pop off with Nightmare on Elm Street was a true story about a young male. He was in his teens. He was having insomnia. He was having nightmares about a monster that was chasing him, trying to kill him. And he was actually escaping, but he would tell his parents, like, if I go back to sleep, I'm scared to go back to sleep because if I go back to sleep, the monster's gonna actually kill me. Like I'm becoming weak. I'm tired. And they thought the boy was crazy. So they actually seeked out professional help. Young man ended up falling asleep because they put him under, and he actually dies in his sleep. The same night they put him under to go to sleep, he died. So Wes Craven just was very inspired by that. Like, hey, that is so like scary. Like, what if he was telling the truth? There really was something that was chasing him in his dreams that ended up killing him. But then, if you want to think on a realist side, he probably was just really scared himself to death.
And that happens.
That's a whole
Hmm.
disease I heard.
That happened. This is random, but you guys remember in Child's Play 3 when Chucky popped out when he was in that military dude office and he didn't even like do anything, but the dude had a heart attack.
Yes!
Listen,
'Cause
y'all
Chucky
can't
was
be walking up on folks and scaring folks like that, because I'm one of the people who might have a heart attack.
Chucky was just standing there like this. And the guy was like having a heart
That's
attack.
enough.
And he
That's
was like,
enough.
I didn't even do nothing yet.
He a walking, talking, murdering dog. That's enough.
Okay, I got a question though about like Freddie. Why do you think he was just thriving off of teens? You think that's because teens are likely to be more rebellious, so parents wouldn't believe them, or like what?
That's what I think. And through teens, I think he could spread mass hysteria. Because think about it, teens most of the time have a bigger social circle than adults. Because adults, we don't get to see our friends like a lot. Teenagers,
True.
they see their friends every day. So that fear that's in one, he can spread it to another one and spread it to another one. And think about that's how he did it. He was able to spread fear with mass hysteria through that age group. It's a
That
lot
is true.
harder to do with adults because chances are if you like 40 some years old and you seeing this dude in your sleep, Who you gonna tell?
My mama.
I'm gonna
Because
tell
you
the
might be
reverend.
like, you might be like, I'm getting old. I can't tell nobody that. People gonna think I'm crazy. Let me not say that. They're more reluctant to keep it to themselves. When
Yeah, yeah.
teens are like, I need to tell my friends so I can get help. Older people
Yeah.
will internalize it, and teens, they want to know, they want to share it, and that's easier for him to get more victims.
True.
Okay. Um, I think the part too that's the scariest is you can't avoid falling asleep. You can try your hardest to
Yeah.
stay up. I mean, caffeine and taking uppers and all kinds of things, but at the end of the day, your body's gonna crash and you're going to go to sleep. And like I've thought about this for a while because Freddy is like one of the actual characters that really scare me. But I would rather face him with strength in the actual physical realm and go to sleep instead of being physically tired and then falling asleep.
And that's why
Because
Yeah.
they started pulling him out of the dream, because that he was easier to maintain when you pulled him out, because in the dream world, like, that's where he was, that's his strength. That's where he
hmm
could get you without, because he could navigate better, because he understood, like, how they told Neo in the Matrix, like, when there is, you can break all of these rules. Freddy was like that in the dream realm. He knew that he could break all the rules.
Right,
And
right,
it's like
right.
a conscious human, you're not thinking about you can break the laws of, realms in your sleep. That takes a lot of mind power.
That makes me think about the one I can't remember the name of the movie, but the one kid that turned into a superhero, like he turned into a comic book character because he would draw the comics.
Oh, was that on dang.
Because isn't that the same one where he took the Q-tip to the dude's ear and he was
I
like,
know
"Can you hear me now?"
I know what you talk about, but I can't give you a name. Dang.
It's not Unbreakable, was
Oh,
it?
Nah.
Unbreakable. Not ain't that the one? That's a whole nother thing, girl.
Yeah, Unbreakable is the old
Like
dude.
glass and split, and
Yeah.
that's that. I'm talking about the like one of the movies from Nightmare on Elm Street. It was like one of the later.
I remember which
Like,
one.
is it the one where they were in class, like they were in high school all together? It was like the cute little black girl. She used to
With the
swim.
glasses. The
Yeah, she
one.
would swim, and one guy had like a motorcycle or something.
Yes, I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about. I know what you're talking about. It was that one where
That's
that
the
girl
episode.
where she kept
That was
going in the same in
that movie.
circles in that one dream that she couldn't get out
Yes,
of. That one.
yeah,
I think
that's the
that's
movie right there that got me.
really
One, two,
the one that
three,
got me was
turn.
um Dream Street. That's my favorite.
That's your favorite one?
Yes, part 3, when they were in the mental hospital and that all of them
Oh
were
Lord, the black guy. He was my favorite.
How she said it like that?
He was. He was just cussing up a storm. He didn't care. He didn't even listen to what's his name. Lord have mercy, what's his name? You was just talking about the Matrix. What's the man name?
Lawrence Fishburne. He was in that movie, wasn't
Oh
he?
yeah.
He
What's
was
the
in
movie? Give him.
there. You
Like y'all,
right.
y'all going to sleep tonight, and them kids looking at him crazy. Like we ain't going to sleep.
Right.
Oh man, it's think going to sleep. Okay, see, that's why I thought about haunted houses,
Ooh.
because think about it. You're supposed to be comfortable in your own home.
Yeah.
That's creepy to know that your home is not a safe place.
Mm.
And and it's not, and and that you should have known ahead of time. You know, that's why in my mind, the poltergeist is always in the back of my mind because I'm like, whenever I go to buy a house, I need to know.
Do the background check. Run the background check.
Exactly. I need a background check. I need to know what's on
Man,
the land, who lived there.
You
you
know
talking
what?
about that? Did y'all hear recently what happened here in Tampa though? Like there are some projects called Roberts Park, and it used to be a whites only area back in the day. Um, and then it ended up turning into the first African American cemetery here in Tampa. Um, and they've been looking for it for about 100 years. Can't find it. Come to find out, they built the projects right on top of it.
Girl, on top of the cemetery? They
Over
going to hell.
400, over 400 of our ancestors, their own descendants is living on top of them, y'all.
Who
And
approved that?
the only way they were able to find them was they used a 3D scanner. Why you ain't scanned the whole landscape? Everything.
You know, Florida, y'all be on some other stuff. Y'all
Florida
be
man.
Florida man.
No, why she playing? I read an article like that. I read an article like that about Lake Lanier. I know if you live in Atlanta, you know every summer about 2, 3, 4, 500 people die in Lake Lanier. But I read an article the other day. Every summer, I don't know why people still go to Lake Lanier. Answer that question, y'all. Why y'all still going to Lake Lanier? People be drowning, good swimmers, not no children, just missing at Lake Lanier. But I don't know how true this article is, so don't hold me to it. But I read an article that said Lake Lanier was actually a town before it was a lake, because it's a man-made lake, and there was some beef, and people from the nearby city destroyed the town and flooded it to create Lake Lanier, and that is why bad stuff always happening at Lake Lanier. Like I
So
said,
you got
don't hold me to that, because I didn't fact check that article, but
so
I read it.
spirits can basically be grabbing these people, holding them under the water.
Cause they mad.
Because y'all didn't learn from the poltergeist, okay? That
Ooh,
was
that is
ingrained in my
creepy
mind
though.
when they figured out that their house was built on top of Native American sacred burial grounds. I'm like, okay, well, why y'all still there? That's enough for me to leave.
Their child was in the white noise, girl. They wasn't gonna leave their child. She was already gone with the ghost. She had already been communicating. They was communicating with her first. Where I feel as though they messed up at is they got too interested in them freaking like energy fields. I don't know if you remember, but like it was mom and Caroline home by themselves one day, and stuff kept like moving across the like kitchen counter, and then all of a sudden the chairs, everything was moving and flipping, and she was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Mama, it's them." So then she puts like this object like kind of like in a certain spot on the floor, and it seriously went
Yep, and
across the
it's
room.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My thing is, I would have automatically been like, okay, it's too much energy in here. Something's not right. It's time to move.
It's
The
time to
first thing that moved across the counter, the floor, or anywhere, that was
I'm
enough
not
for me.
gonna experiment.
I'm not gonna find out if that was was that it? Did I see that? No, I saw that. Let's go.
It's time to go.
Yes.
I'm talking about the chairs flipped upside down, like somebody put the chairs back on the table,
The deuces.
and you in here and experimenting with your child when your child is telling you, "Mama, they did it." Who, baby? Who?
Right. And you know what? That's all the time. Kids have a distinct link to the other world that we lose as we get older. I honestly believe that spirits are more likely to communicate with children, and I just think that's because it's the innocence. They not jaded by reality, and they still in tune with the world. Because kids always know first.
And dogs,
Yep.
that's why I keep mine. I mean,
Yeah,
she ain't gonna do nothing, but she let me know. She ain't gonna do
that's
nothing, but she gonna bark. That's all I need is an alert system. That's enough for me. Um, Speaking of Poltergeist was actually at the time one of the biggest budget horror films because back then people weren't putting a lot of money into horror movies. But being that they wanted to really tell this story because of the history of it, so they put money into it, and
Okay.
they got a lot of their scares from the things that Mitra was talking about, like the objects moving. Like you was scared watching the poltergeist, and you ain't even see nothing yet. You ain't seen no
Girl,
monster,
when
you
I
ain't seen no ghosts. All you seen was moving objects, and that was enough.
That was enough.
That was
Yeah.
enough. And the sad part about the poltergeist, and there's like a book written about it, how after the movie, a lot of the cast members were dying off, except for like the little old lady, the little Carol Ann. That
Hi,
movie.
Stanley, come to life.
Yes, a lot of the cast members were were dying off, and I think it was like one part in they were filming, and everybody was like getting like really really sick, So it's like I wouldn't even kept making the movie.
And that's what I'm saying, because I think somebody got hurt during the filming of the movie, or something happened on set
People
that
were
wasn't
getting
planned.
hurt, people were getting sick, and they pushed on and made it. I mean, it was a good movie. I don't know if it was worth, their life, but it was a good movie. I didn't enjoy the remake as much.
It
No.
was more of a parody. It didn't seem as
Yeah,
though they were being funny. Like you talk about the
yeah.
one that was made a couple years ago.
That one.
Mhm.
Okay,
I didn't really like it.
me and my partner in crime, me and my mama went to go see it. And the entire movie, we kept staring at each other because it's like they were goofing around in the movie. It was more like, ha ha, y'all build houses on burial grounds. What do you expect? You know what I'm saying? Like they were trying to be, I don't
It
know.
was being facetious. You're right. You're right.
It was a, like they were being real funny.
And I think it was too animated for me. Like I said, the lot of scares that came from the poltergeist was implied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Now,
they didn't give us a slow but they didn't give us the creep factor. They just wanted to like jump in with all of this crazy stuff. I'm like, no, you got to give me the little suspenseful to make me think I'm paranoid for a little while. And they was just like, let's go ahead and jump in with the foolishness.
the one that really scared me really bad was the one where the family moved away, like to the country or whatever, and that like creepy zombie looking guy was following Carol Ann, and he kept begging to come in the house, and then he turned like to this little spirit worm thing that went into Daddy's liquor, and he drunk it, and he became possessed.
And see, then that led to a whole nother.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm checking the bottle. We good. We good. No worms.
Okay, that's what scared me. And he was drinking gin, and I when I got a little older, that was my drink. So I looked at the bottle every time. You know they say you drinking spirits now. It's spirits.
It is definitely spurts. Mm-hmm.
And just
No, I feel
possession movie. Let me tell y'all, I didn't see The Exorcist. I think when I got older, I wanted to like watch the whole movie. So in
Well,
high school,
what?
me, my siblings, and like one of my friends, we all was like, okay, we're gonna watch The Exorcism. I'm good off that one time.
Listen.
about this Exorcist girl.
So, The
I'm good.
Exorcist is actually one of my favorite horror movies, and I
I
think
gave
it
it
is like
one good thorough watch, and I'm
mhm.
good.
I watch it frequently, with all the lights on. But it's like one of the first horror movies that really I watched and was like, oh, like let me sit this far away from the TV. Um, and the thing about The Exorcist is that it is based around a true event of an exorcism. And it happened it started in Washington, D.C. in like the 1940s. There's a little boy, and they left his name anonymous, but in the book and in all the reports, his name is Roland Doe. Um, but it was a little boy whose aunt had recently died, and his aunt was like a spiritualist, and so she was in the Ouija boards and all kinds of stuff, and they were really close. So shortly after she died, he started experiencing all this paranormal stuff, and in the beginning, he was kind of like, "Oh, it's my aunt," but then it started getting dark. And the bed started flying across the room and all kinds of stuff. So his parents reached out. They was like, we need some doctors in here. Of course, you know, they went to Catholic Church. And the first attempt came where they tried to exorcise the little boy, and he ripped some springs out of the bed that they had shackled him to and cut the priest across his shoulder and like a major artery. That ended that exorcism. Didn't work. So then
They need Constantine in there.
what? That after that first exorcism, he got these strange marks on his body, and it was words, and it read Lewis. So for whatever strange reason, his parents took that as a message that they needed to go to St. Louis. So they moved old boy from Washington, D.C. to St. Louis and found another set of priests at the Alexian Brothers, some hospital, that was attempting to exorcise him there. They had a long couple weeks dealing with the boy. Almost everything you saw in the exorcism were events that actually occurred when they were trying to exorcise this little boy, except for the green vomiting and the stair scene when she comes down the stairs backwards.
One of the iconic scenes.
Huh? Oh, no, the head spin. No head spin. No head spin. Now, they did say he did a lot of weird.
I was like, oh my God.
No head spin, I forgot. He did do a lot of weird body contorting, which I think that's where they got the scene where she comes down the stairs. But they eventually did exorcise a little boy at some hospital in St. Louis, and he survived after that. But they don't ever release his real name, even though one of the doctors that wrote the book about him says he found out who it was eventually, and they didn't put it out there.
What if it's Donald Trump?
Girl, they didn't get that then. It's still there. Still there.
That should have been the fourth question on our poll.
Like, which one are you scared for the most?
That's my favorite movie, and the spewing scene is actually my favorite scene. I don't know why. It was funny to me. I have always laughed at that scene. I can't tell you why that projectile vomit was hilarious to me. And I don't know why, y'all.
There was a scene that I liked out of there is when she cussed out the doctor. When they
did a lot of cussing.
And she said she called that doctor the B word and the C word. And I've never heard that C word before. When I watched the movie, I had to ask my
You right. You right.
I said, Grandma, what is a She said, baby, don't worry about it.
Grandma was protecting your innocence.
Okay. But I'm watching the Exorcist though.
I'm good off of that one good watch. I guess because maybe I watched it and it was like after midnight or something.
Girl,
all of us stayed in the room. Like nobody left out of the room after that. It was like we just gonna all sleep in the same room. Nobody sleep.
My mama won't watch it because her coming down the stairs backwards. When I was little, I tried to scare my mama like that one time. But she went running, and I wasn't even down the stairs. All I did was get at the top of the stairs and bend a little bit to the next one. She wasn't trying to hit. She was not. But I did stuff like that all the time, though.
I remember my mom saying, which she violently comment on here, that she had an uncle that could remove spirits.
Oh.
Yes, like in real life. And he had to do that.
Oh.
Within yes.
And getting himself prepared because they probably said all kinds of things to distract him from speaking the word. You know what I'm saying? Like just like in the movie where she was calling out stuff that was their weakness. I don't know if you all actually got to see kind of like a spinoff of. It was called The Exorcist, and it was the series that was coming on maybe a couple years ago. Where it was a preacher, and there was a rogue preacher, and he was able to exorcise spirits, but he was also gay, and the church didn't accept him
I
because he
started
was.
watching that and I didn't finish it because I didn't like the gay storyline of it. Like, do we really gotta throw that out there at the Catholic Church? Yeah,
You know they trying to,
I didn't finish that one.
See,
they
I didn't
trying to.
start it because I felt like there wasn't gonna be a season 2.
And it wasn't.
It wasn't, but I'm gonna be honest with you, it was pretty good, and I think it was getting too real. Like to me, they were even doing stuff with the whole eyeball, like, and I've seen this before. And I used to think I was tripping until I would meet other people that would tell me they would see certain things on people too. And like I would see people's eyes, like if I felt something funny off of them that wasn't right, or something just didn't feel right, and their behavior was off too, I could see like their eyes kind of switch up. Like sometimes either change colors or the actual like pupil would change shape.
Mm.
And that's what scared me about watching The Exorcist on the series, because that's what they explain with the possession, is that whenever the spirit would take over, the eye would freaking change. So that kind of scared me. Like you could see two eyeballs in one.
Oh no.
You
Yeah,
know, they had it might have been on Fox too or
it
CBS,
was.
but they had a Constantine series that I was watching, and he was going around doing exorcisms. I thought it was really good. Um,
The team was dope. The movie was dope.
yeah, the
Like, oh,
movie, and I
that's
didn't
my
think I would
favorite
like the
movie.
show, but I really did. I really liked the show. That he was really, and he had like a girl that was kind of like psychic that would help him find people that needed
Kind of like the
exorcisms and stuff.
twin.
Hmm?
Kind of like the twin in the movie.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yes. So
Um,
he had that, and he had an angel just like in the movie, but his angel was the black guy from Best Man, the one that had the dreads.
I was like, how many black guys was in Best Man?
I'm like, which one came
That
on?
one. He was in there, and he was Constantine's angel. And see, it got real good at the end because you found out that he really wasn't angelic at all.
Well, I
I
don't know if
was
you
really
remember
mad they
most
didn't
of
have
the
a season
angels
2 of that.
that
It was just getting
Constantine
good.
messed with, like Constantine conversed with, was not as angelic as you assumed they would be. Like even in the movie, like you saw what happened to that angel. She lost her wings.
Mm-hmm.
Because Constantine was a rebel. He thought he was doing the Lord's work, but in his own way.
Being zealous, like he had a gift, but you're right. Like he was doing it in his own way, and I think he put himself in harm's way that he didn't even have to do. Like some of those demons, he fought that he might not have to fight, but he
Yeah.
chose again.
He just like
I
that.
found myself doing that in like how you care about a person so much that you're like, I'll help you fight your demons. You don't think about it. You don't think you're doing that. You just like, oh, I'll give you advice, or
Hmm.
yeah, I'm tired right now, but I'll help you and give you more advice. It's like, no, you're trying to help fight their demons. So,
I stopped doing that a couple years ago. So I ain't got no friends.
Ooh.
I kind of stopped last year, and then I needed to put a halt to it this year, so I don't even do it no more. 'Cause you know what? It's above me.
It's above me now. I'm
It's
sorry.
above me.
You guys remember the very first Paranormal Activity movie?
I hated all of them. I'm sorry.
See, but let me tell you why the first one
Probably a
it
better
freaked me
movie.
out because the whole time I thought it was a ghost, and when it got like to the end, the
It
girl
was a
sat
demon.
and like told her boyfriend like there's been a demon that's been attached to her since she was a child, and he had got an
Lord, she
attitude
was a witch.
because he was
She
like,
was a
'cause I thought
witch.
this was because see if I'd have known this was like a demon movie, I'd have been like, let me not. But I thought it was like a ghost story, like their house was haunted. Their
Yeah,
house
yeah.
was not haunted; it was her. And the boyfriend was like, this is the kind of thing that you're supposed to tell people when you date.
Right.
But here's the thing, though. She wasn't, like, I don't even consider her being haunted because the thing was basically like her husband. Like, if you keep watching the, like, later films, you will find out that she's a freaking witch. She grew up from a whole coven of, like, black witches that practice black magic. Her boyfriend, her husband at the time, wasn't nothing but the sacrifice. And yeah, I don't know if you watched the, like, second, third one. They tie it
I
all
got to
together.
the second one where they because that took it back when they were kids, right?
Yeah, but then there's one where, like, he ends up being killed. Like, they show, like, that might be the second one then, where they show, like, the ceremony where all the witches come together.
Yeah, I can't really. I seen some of that. I don't think I watched it thoroughly because it might have been like I caught it like in the middle or something, so I didn't really get it the full story. But yeah, see that flipped it on. I see a lot of stuff happen like that when you think it's a ghost story, but it's really not.
I don't be liking them kind of things though. Don't be jumping over to demons and I'm watching ghosts. I don't know. It's like the disappointment of the Blair Witch Project. You really thought y'all found some videotape in the woods, and then they was like, "Nah, we just playing."
And then the thing
Real.
I remember that as a kid, they came out. I had to be like in the second or third grade, and they had like them little snot boogers. That's what I remember. Like her, and it's like a snot booger like coming down in and out of her nose. That's all I remember. And the little stick figure.
Yeah, that they were just run. See, the movie that actually you had to watch, like they made a documentary, and it was like the Curse of the Blair Witch Project or something, and then that kind of like explained stuff. But yeah, that first person perspective video, I'm like, why are they just running around in the woods? Get in the car and go home.
That was a good question. I don't think nobody ever asked that question.
Desiree, you started this, and this song, this is off topic, y'all, but this song has been stuck in my head for the past 2 months. And Desiree, you did it. Throw your hands up.
Ambulance car. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I be jamming that junk like it's some radio. I don't know why that's so funny to me.
Oh my god. They did a like they remixed the mess out of that song.
Yeah, I be in here doing the dance moves and everything. My mama, the first time I showed it to her, I was like, watch this. She was like, I was over there jamming. Y'all supposed to do.
When she did that little step, that 2 step, I was like, yes. Okay.
You way off topic.
Okay.
Talking she got that stuck in your head, but you made me watch Thriller on Netflix and have Hoochie Love stuck in my head for like 3 days.
I still ain't seen that. I gotta go watch that. Cause y'all keep me with that Hoochie Love.
Like this song throughout the movie, and by the time it ended, it's like, okay, now I have to keep singing it over and okay. It was kind of hitting a little bit, but
that's the thing. It be hitting, you be like, oh, okay.
Okay. So, before we close out for tonight, I want to talk about something that I'm about to go do in about 20 minutes. And I know the rest of the girls are going to go do it too later on. We're going to go see the movie It, Chapter 2.
Everybody pray for me.
Oh, well, we're going to pray for you because we're going to all see this movie.
If you don't know, I hate
class by myself.
But Desiree scared of clowns, though.
Who going to be more scared? The one in the theater by themselves or the one who actually scared of clowns?
This boy ain't going to go with me. He ain't going to go.
Wait, so you gonna be by yourself and you scared of clowns?
Unless I can convince my mama to go, I know I'm gonna be in the ambulance car.
Okay.
Ambulance car. Why I got to be an ambulance car?
That's what
I
I'm
know.
saying. Like, Kima, if you K Block, if you have not seen this, any of our like audience members tonight, I know we keep talking about this song, but if you haven't seen it, I promise you it's a great laugh. Look it
I'ma
up.
post it in the group just so y'all can laugh.
I know you've
Yeah.
been laughing at that song for like weeks. I need you. How many times have you? Has it been?
I post it anytime I hear it, and I be like, oh, repost. But anyway, yes, we're going to see it this weekend, guys. Check it out. We'll be talking about it.
Yes. So the next show we will be doing it, chapter 2. Um, they actually Sci-Fi Channel has been doing a weekend of showing the old version. So I'm like watching the old version like now, so that I can kind of compare and contrast, the first version to the new version. So next Friday I will be hopping on that. And so in 2 weeks, y'all got 2 weeks to go see it.
2 weeks to see chapter 2
There will be
because we gonna
spoilers.
see that with the spoilers.
Yes.
We ain't gonna, if you're true fans, you're gonna see it anyway.
Yes. So
Right.
all the spoilers gonna be up in here.
And it's a replay, so you ain't learning nothing new. So come on with it.
Yes, follow us on social media, The Fifth Wall, Temper Drinks, Facebook, Instagram. Join our Horror and Hooch Facebook group. A lot of fun in there. We do polls in there, videos, just, horror stuff, funny stuff.
Y'all want to hear that song? I'm posting it tonight.
Song that's gonna get stuck in your head. You know what? I'm putting Hoochie Love in there. Yes, y'all join the group. It's a lot of fun. Next Friday, we don't have our podcast, but it is Friday the 13th. So be looking on our page for some stuff. We gonna celebrate Jason, and we gonna celebrate all the little superstitious stuff that's popping off. But it in 2 weeks.
Get into
All
it.
right.
All right. And no spoilers until
later.
then. Bye. Jade Astro, have fun.
Oh yeah. I won't tell y'all too much. I'll let you know if it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down. But it's gonna be a thumbs up. All right.
I'm
Peace
about to
out,
get another
y'all.
drink.